And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to, I kind of lost count, which is embarrassing, but the 61st, I'm calling this the 61st ever episode of the Best Phone Plans Podcast. First and foremost, Dennis, how are you doing today, my friend?
Doing fantastic as always. It's always a good day when the Dastardly Duo does a stream, especially when it's live.
We're doing a live stream.
I just want to quickly shout out some of the first people to the stream. Austin, always good to see ya. Seven Lucifer, hey to you as well. What's up, Salvador? And of course, Chime Freed. But Stetson, why don't you tell these fine folks what we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, we've got at least 3 awesome topics, probably more, as we're welcoming more people into this live show. We're talking about, did C-Band actually make Verizon's network faster? We've got a great report from OpenSignal we're going to be taking a look at. We're going to be talking about some satellite internet providers and what that's looking like, specifically Starlink versus HughesNet, and some of the other options, Viasat, as well as kind of comparing that to fixed wireless and where those rankings stand, what you should be signing up for. We've got some rumors about the Galaxy S22 FE, which, Dennis, I'm not sure if they're looking the best or not. 5G coming to Canada, and some other spicy takes in there as well. And we actually got a couple people called in from the last show, so we're going to play some of those voicemail messages, and I'm hoping we can open it up and have someone call in live on the show, but I might need to configure a setting for that. But either way, I think we've got a packed stream, so I'm excited to dive into it.
Me too. I feel like I'm going to make a judgment call and say we should start right off with a banger, which is that OpenSignal report, because I think that is juicy.
Boom. It is a banger. So let's do, not that, back, share screen. This is report. This is the juicy. This is the meat and the potatoes. That sounds kind of dry, but OpenSignal. What are we doing? We are quantifying the impact.
We got to pause. We got to pause for a second. Santiago coming in with the $19.99 super chat. Wow. Saying, looking forward to another awesome podcast. Hope you're both doing well. Santiago, thank you as always, my friend. Let me tell you, it is always a highlight to see your friendly face in the comments, and thank you for your generosity.
Thank you so much.
All right, go ahead, Stetson. Sorry about that.
No, absolutely. We are quantifying the impact of C-Band on 5G mobile experience here in the United States. Now, quick recap. C-Band, of course, is that mid-band 5G spectrum that Verizon and AT&T are using. T-Mobile owns a little bit too, but less important. AT&T, what's going on? We had an awesome episode with Sasha Segan over at PC Mac talking about how AT&T is actually waiting to get modems that can, aggregate or it can use both the C-band frequencies as well as, I think it's CBRS. Is that right, Dennis?
No, it's the Andromeda spectrum.
Andromeda, right. So it's using C-band and Andromeda and broadcasting both of those frequencies at the same time. That equipment should be coming sort of mid-summer. AT&T is waiting. Verizon went all in, balls to the wall on just regular old C-band N77. How is it impacting the network? Before we look at this report, Dennis, what are your predictions going into this? I know we've kind of peeked at it, but what would the Dennis mindset say here?
Well, I kind of know what it's going to say, but literally, if you look back at previous episodes when C-Band came out, you will remember the shock and the awe that Dennis had when he got to experience it, specifically because Verizon was really deploying it in places where I wasn't expecting. And by that, I mean suburban and rural America from the rip, not in downtown Pittsburgh. And the speeds for 60 megahertz of spectrum was pretty darn close to N41's 100 megahertz. We were seeing like 500 meg on average, roughly, to 700 meg on peaks, it looked like. So with that kind of performance, I was definitely expecting to see an uptick. But because Verizon is technically behind as far as POPs are concerned, I didn't expect it to make the type of difference it's going to end up making in this report in particular.
Oof, Dennis already teasing what's to come. So it sounds like Verizon doing an awesome job rolling out C-band. C-band giving us faster speeds than we initially thought and better range in some cases. But because it's still kind of only clustered in those first initial, I think it's like the 48 markets, and even it's only in like some spots in those markets, possibly not having that big of an impact because not too many people are going to be connecting to it. All right, let's take a look. Ready? Boom. This is what we're looking at. So we had the C-band launch. This was February 21st, 2022. Immediate uptick on Verizon. This is for the 5G download speeds. You can see Verizon surging ahead of AT&T, but still a pretty noticeable gap between T-Mobile and Verizon here.
Yeah, but even though that gap doesn't look, I mean, even though that like uptick doesn't look like a lot, you got to understand that remember, there's not that many phones on Verizon's network, like by ratio of customers, that are going to have access to the C-band specifically. I think it was only, correct me if I'm wrong, Stetson, but I think there was only like 6 phones total, and they were iPhone 12, 13, Galaxy S21, S22, and I don't even think the Pixel has it yet.
Pixel 6 has it.
Pixel 6 has it, but not the other ones.
That's correct.
So there's not that many phones, which means that the coverage went like that. And remember that whole fiasco with the FAA as well that kind of slowed things down for Verizon.
100%. And Dennis, you bring up a great point. So not only do you need a 5G phone for C-band, but you need a 5G phone with the C-band frequencies, which are relatively new. This is your band N77. And then to your point, Dennis, like you have to be in a niche market. And I want to mention with Verizon, they're still, I think they're the only carrier right now where the entry-level plan doesn't get access to the 5G ultra-wideband network, which includes C-band. AT&T has opened up 5G access to all of their plans. T-Mobile opened up 5G access to all of their plans and all MVNOs. Verizon is still restricting ultra-wideband access to the premium customers. And you have to keep in mind, my understanding is most people on Verizon are on the more entry-level or even legacy data bucket plans, so they're not even getting access to C-band, even if they have a 5G compatible phone. So yeah, to see this kind of improvement, it looks like, I mean, we're kind of squinting at a graph here, but I would say maybe it went from 50-ish to like 70. Like that's a pretty respectable jump. But this is just on download, Dennis. What were we seeing for the upload here?
For upload, it didn't make as much of a difference, and that makes, but hold on, that makes sense though, because upload for all of the carriers is still going over traditional LT frequencies. Yeah. No carrier that I'm aware of is using 5G for their uplink yet.
Yeah, so no surprise. I mean, it's to some degree a little surprising it's trending upward. Like, I mean, not by much. Do you think this is trending upward? And what do you think would account for any kind of increase like that if it's all over LTE?
I mean, I feel like the differences here are within margin of error, and that it literally could just be a difference of like consumer use cases changing in the given areas where testing was conducted during that specific time of year and time of day type of deal. There's nothing that has been done yet that would meaningfully increase upload speeds that I'm aware of.
Yep. It looks like this is analysis now of AT&T C-band versus Verizon C-band versus T-Mobile's 2.5 gigahertz with N41. And this is kind of painting a pretty interesting picture where AT&T pretty far behind, but I think that's because they're only deploying 40 megahertz. Is that correct? Or did they get the full 60 with the A block or whatever?
I'm not 100% sure.
Not 100. Anyway, AT&T not looking great. Verizon looking super strong, comparing very well to T-Mobile's 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. Does this surprise you at all, Dennis? Like, were you expecting this from C-band before it launched?
So, no. This is what I meant by impressive. Like, I was expecting it to be good, but not literally within like 10 megabits 14 megabits per second good, especially when you consider, like I emphasized before, that Verizon only has 60 megahertz on air compared to T-Mobile, who generally speaking has 100 megahertz on air of their mid-band spectrum.
So this is what Verizon's doing with 60. This is what T-Mobile is doing with 100. What is going to happen when Verizon gets access to the full, I think it's 100 to 140 megahertz in some markets?
You're mistaken, Stetson. It's 160 megahertz.
160 megahertz, Dennis. Oh my God. Oh my God. So super impressive. And I think this sets the stage for Verizon C-band speeds to actually launch ahead of what T-Mobile's doing with N41, unless maybe T-Mobile improves their backhaul. And this harkens back to our previous episode where we were making predictions. I'm still highly optimistic Verizon will overtake T-Mobile as the fastest carrier here in the United States end of 2022. We'll have to wait and see.
End of this year.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll take until the full C-band spectrum is actually readily available. I'm optimistic for them, though.
That's a very aggressive pitch, especially coming from the man that tends to be more optimistic with T-Mobile. I mean, you don't think T-Mobile's going to reach their 300 million pop goal?
Maybe they will. I'm not sure how much that will impact the speeds. Like this is what they're already getting. I think like Verizon's going to get more spectrum. It might be end of 2023 or whatever that all of it opens up, but man, I'm excited for Verizon. And 5G upload, Verizon going very strong. I'm curious like how they measured this, if uploads typically over LTE. But still looking pretty good. And then what are we looking at? Analyzing mid-band 5G download speeds in 5 cities. Looks like we got Chicago, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, and Phoenix. And yeah, it looks like Verizon's pretty much neck and neck with T-Mobile, a little bit behind, but considering again, what is it, like 40 to 60 megahertz versus 100 megahertz? This is looking pretty
60 versus 100.
60 versus 100. This is looking promising.
Yeah. It's very promising. It's also somewhat frustrating, to be honest.
What's frustrating about this to you, Dennis?
Well, T-Mobile has had 3 solid years to deploy that mid-band spectrum with them, going on 4. And this is what they were able to do. Now look.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to be all pessimistic on T-Mobile. This was one of their fastest builds today, and probably one of the faster builds out there, generally speaking, for network deployments as a whole. That being said, it's hard not to be frustrated and disappointed when this is the end result. And Verizon was essentially, I'm not saying they've done it, but essentially able to get the same results in even half of that time and with less spectrum. These are facts.
We'll just let that sit for a moment.
But also, can I say one other thing that's frustrating? This applies to all carriers.
Yeah.
Mid-band spectrum might cover hundreds of millions of pops, but have you actually ever looked at the actual coverage? The coverage maps that they exaggerate, have you actually looked at them?
T-Mobile and Verizon?
Yes.
Yeah, I've looked at them, and it's still pretty small.
Yes. It's very small, very spotty. Some states, it's literally like one city in the whole state that's being covered, and not even fully. So if we actually look at square miles of coverage, we're not even close to being where I would want ultra wideband to be at from like an accessibility standpoint. Like if we look at it from that table, like just square miles covered, not pops, I don't think any carrier is going to have it as accessible as I would want it until like 2024 at the earliest.
Yeah, it's 100% true. And this kind of harkens, I think, a little bit back to my experience in Las Vegas when I was actually testing out Verizon C-band. I was expecting, like, if you look at Verizon's coverage map, right, we'll do Verizon 5G coverage map, quick Google, pull this up. Hopefully it'll work on this stream. Remember this first launch and we were like, oh, awkward, not working. We'll zoom in here on the actual page. And I was in Vegas. And you'd think, looking at this Microsoft Paint illustration here, that, someone colored in pretty much all of Las Vegas. I found, when I was here, that it wasn't really like this. It was more like pockets, more like zones. I wasn't really handing off ultra-wideband, C-band to C-band. It was more like, all right, there's a tower here that has C-band, anywhere that tower can reach, you're getting C-band, and when you are out of range, like, you drop it. Dennis, what was your experience? I know you were in Vegas for a bit as well. Did you feel like you noticed something like that where it was more pockets? Do you feel like it was more contiguous? And how is that in relation to what you're seeing in Pittsburgh?
So I think something important to bring up here, Stetson, is I was in Vegas prior to C-band officially going live.
Great point, Dennis. So then I guess maybe it's more helpful to talk about Pittsburgh, or...
We could talk about Pittsburgh, but there's something I do want to say. Vegas, hands down, has got to be one of Verizon's better markets as a whole from a density standpoint. Like, you saw where all the towers were. There's like one literally maybe even less than a mile apart. It's definitely awesome. It's definitely there. They've got CBRS deployed out the wazoo, so their LTE is crazy fast. And I know from talking to Carlos, their C-band deployment is also one of the better showings in Vegas compared to most places. Now, touching on Pittsburgh, I feel like, is the death of all wireless carriers because our topography is somewhat challenging due to its hilly nature and because of buildings within the city. I say this because C-band, from a range standpoint, only really getting about a mile, which is about what N41 gets. Now, I know Sneed over in Ohio is getting about 3 miles on C-band, but that's because it's flat. Over here, not so much. So my experience with C-band is that there is some really dense clusters. Like, i.e., there might be like 3 or 4 towers within a pretty close vicinity along, say, 79 or maybe 76 going into like Bethel Park or something. And it covers like all of Bethel Park and like that big chunk of the highway. And then there's going to be a big stretch again where there's no ultra wideband. And then you hit another big stretch among some city centers or something. Or maybe there'll be a tower literally in the middle of nowhere covering 700 people. It just pops up randomly. Doesn't mean I'm not excited when I see it, but it's definitely not something where I could say like I could go like, say, 10 miles straight just on ultra wideband. It might be...
All right, this is way better. So, quick side tangent. So, Dennis, as you were discussing, pretty much exactly what we were talking about, where it definitely feels like it's more tower to tower. The range isn't quite what we're hoping for, especially in a more hilly state like Pittsburgh. It can be hard to tell what you're looking at for the Verizon coverage map. There is an awesome Reddit user who actually made it so you can set a dedicated color for millimeter wave on the Verizon coverage map with a free Chrome extension. And I installed it while we were talking, so you can actually see the before and after. Earlier in the stream, this was all just that arbitrary red. Boom! Now you can actually see where millimeter wave is versus C-band versus your nationwide 5G. How cool is that?
So I want you to go big picture here, though. Like, actually scroll out of the map for a second. Go big picture.
Oh, yeah. Like, way big.
Whoa. Too big.
Too big.
Just enough to see, like,
boom.
Okay, stop. This is what I more so meant. Look at the state.
Dennis, it's got chicken pox.
That's what I'm going for. Like, look at the state. Like, look at Kansas. Kansas is a great example. Look at Kansas.
Wait, I'm terrible with geography. Scroll up, right, left. Someone take over. Where's Kansas?
Up above Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Kansas.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, so Kansas, Sneed covered, is a state where, like, the majority of the state can't even get access to broadband, which is 25 by 3. And notice how there's literally, like, one little city. Somewhere in Kansas, there is one little city that gets UW. Barely. And that's it.
You mean Topeka, or is it Kansas City?
It might be up northeast.
Northeast, Topeka.
Oh, what's that city?
Is
that still in Kansas? Yeah, there we go. Kansas City. There we go. Kansas City, the only city in the whole state, gets it. And if you look, it doesn't even cover all of Kansas City.
Yeah, no, it's still splotchy in here. Look at that.
And the rest of the state's just forgotten. Pennsylvania is kind of the same thing. Pittsburgh has it. I think Philadelphia has it, but look at the spread on Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
All right. But more importantly, forget Pittsburgh for a moment, because I know people on the stream get mad when I talk about Pittsburgh. Let's look at the Northeast Corridor. So you know what the Northeast Corridor is, right?
I'm assuming it's in the Northeast. Tell me this is
Well, it's the most traveled highway in the whole. It's one of the most traveled highways in the whole country. It goes from, I believe, New York down through New Jersey, down through Philly, and like hits all like the major city, like this.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to actually zoom in on that highway, it looks pretty solid from how far you're at right now. But if you actually zoom in, it's not that well covered, and that's got to be one of the most densely packed places in the whole country from a population standpoint, that I would have thought that whole area would have been blanketed in ultra wideband capacity.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Wait. While we're here, we gotta answer a quick question from our friend Debo Pop. Is this pre-recorded? No, my friend. It's live. It says live. We're live.
Yeah, you missed it, Debo Pop. We said some hellos. We got an epic super chat that we shout out. It's just hard live. We don't listen. I want to be clear, guys. We see your comments. It's just hard to break up the flow when we're talking sometimes. But I promise you, we'll definitely try.
We'll take
our
a
best.
pause. We'll hit some comments, and then we'll jump right back into our next main topic. Dennis, look how hilarious these beaches are. It looks like, or no, that's just the map. I was like, it looks like for a second it was ultra wideband on the beaches, but it's
But listen,
not.
we're focusing on Verizon, but T-Mobile's the same way. If you look at T-Mobile's coverage map, like from a square mileage of coverage, T-Mobile's the same way. And remember, this is the carrier's best case scenario, because we know these coverage maps are exaggerated. This is best case scenario, and it's barely covering anywhere in the United States.
All right, we gotta zoom in a little bit. Let's full screen this. Appreciate that, T-Mobile. That's for sure. Not getting it yet. Okay, now we're getting some. Oh my gosh, Dennis, you're so right. Like, each one of these blips looks like a tower. Like, tower,
but
tower,
like, look out!
tower.
I don't know where you are. Look, there's Kansas City again. Look, go back to Kansas City.
Yeah.
See, look, there's Kansas City all by itself, and then there's Wichita. So T-Mobile's a little better.
T-Mobile is better. I'll give them that.
A little bit, not much.
Not much. It's true. Yeah, look at this. It's just like boop, boop.
Because remember, T-Mobile has a whole 2 years of extra deployment on their hands.
This is what you do with 2 years, Dennis. You do things like this. It looks like this is almost like a tower.
It
like
is. It's a singular cell site that they're trying to beam the holy heck out of. And realistically speaking, we know that on those fringe areas, you're probably not connecting.
Yeah, it's so true. Oh, man, it looks so funny.
Well, and let's go back to that northeast corridor once you're done doing what you're doing there.
Yeah, so we'll go back northeast.
And I just want to say, Ohio's the only state where every major city is covered. Like, Snead lives in a great area. Like, Ohio, every city gets covered for some reason. But look, northeast corridor. Look at all the splotchiness along the highways. Wow, you're really... I don't know if this is your computer lagging or what, but okay.
No, we're good.
All right. So, smidge zoom in. Just a smidge. Stop. All right. Look at the splotchiness on the highway. Now, obviously, low band's making up for some of it, but like, come on, Philly should be blanketed in mid-band. That's a major city. New York, same deal. New Jersey, same deal along that northeast corridor that I'm talking about, going all the way down to basically Washington. Like, that whole little path should just be absolutely blanketed in mid-band. I think that's where, like, what, 15% of the United States just lives just in that geographic area, something like that.
It's wild, for sure. All right, something else, one last thing I want to touch on with T-Mobile. Look how much partner coverage there is. We're getting zebra stripes here, up here in Pennsylvania, here. Like, it's all over. Here. Looks like this is zebra. Right?
West Virginia is all roaming.
Yeah, it's all roaming. My goodness. That's a lot of roaming, T-Mobile.
The only one that has native coverage in West Virginia, I believe, is AT&T.
Yeah, I think you might be right. There are some areas like that where all the carriers just like roam. But wow, look at this. So much roaming. I had no idea.
Yeah. It's been a while since I actually took this look, and I was just kind of jaw-smacked.
Look at Nebraska.
I know.
It looks like it's 4G, but it's roaming 4G. I guess that's what it means. Wow. Anyway, that's it. That's coverage. That's our first story. Dennis, you want to take a couple minutes here, answer some fine comments from the fellow people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's start from the top. Kyle asked, what type of backhaul speed will C-band towers have? It's going to depend.
Yeah.
Heavily on where you are, but I would say it's safe to say that it's going to always be gig or higher. If it's getting C-band, it's going to at least have gig.
You need it. You need it.
More likely, it's probably, knowing Verizon, it's probably going to be like 2 gig or higher, 2, 5, 10, maybe even 25 in certain situations, depending on what's on the site. You started a comment. Do you want me to highlight that?
Yeah. We're just, I think, going through. Manny's saying, for me, C-band has made a difference in speed. And actually kind of talks about what we mentioned after the comment was made, where Verizon still needs more C-band towers and more deployment because it's still spotty. And yeah, we were just looking at the coverage map. Looks like chickenpox. The United States has chickenpox 5G. Maybe it's allergic. We probably should have gotten that checked out before.
So the Sony Experience asked us if we could talk about ultra wideband in San Antonio. He's moving there and is curious about how good it is. Stetson, you got any pro tips for the man?
I would check out Verizon's native map just for like what they're saying, and I think primarily route metrics. Like, go to route metrics, see what crowdsourced data is saying. It's not going to be as accurate and up to date, and that's primarily because not a lot of people on Verizon have the 5G phones with C-band and are using the route metrics app to report that. But it can give you a pretty good idea. And
well, does route metrics actually have a differentiator for 5G versus UW? I don't think they do they?
Yeah, so this is the best thing you can do. And I'll pull this up quickly. Share screen. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go, first of all, you can go to route score, and this is going to show you your scores per city. So San Antonio, let's see. I wonder if I can search. San Antonio, Texas. Here's the report. They're saying Verizon is the winner, and Verizon increased their median download speed from 20.1 megabits per second to 38.8. So I would say Verizon's probably going to be your best bet. And if we actually go and take a look at the coverage map, and I'm going to not zoom to my location, we go to network, we do Verizon, and if you do best technology found, this is going to show you if there's 5G there. And so let's see if I can search for San Antonio. Boom. We'll zoom right in. You can see there is some 5G there and a good mix of 5G and LTE. But what this is not telling you is the C-band deployment. So all you're going to do is do fastest speeds found. And this is showing you that, even though there's 5G here, some of the speeds that are being reported aren't very fast at all. It's probably going to be your nationwide 5G. It looks like this spot is getting C-band, so right here, and the hexagons around this most likely have C-band as well, and it just hasn't been tested and reported. We got a couple of spots here, so maybe it's better, and certainly the report indicates that San Antonio is a Verizon city, but this can help you identify, like, if you want to test out C-band, you're going to want to go to that spot.
So you want to know? Do you want to know what my hot take is, or
yeah, Dennis,
my
what's
tried
your
and,
hot
my
take?
tried and true method would be? I think the best way to know is to actually test it yourself, because you're the one that's going to know what's good enough for you, and you're going to be the one that knows which places are good and which ones aren't for your personal needs. And if you don't have Verizon currently, what I would recommend doing is getting US Mobile, since they have access to the full ultra wideband suite and don't seem to be as finicky as Visible has been with the cap, and use that as your benchmark for testing Verizon's performance over in the San Antonio area.
100%.
Which,
yeah. Well, I was going to say, this is a perfect segue. Quick news on US Mobile. We know they launched eSIM. They launched premium data. They actually now support eSIM on 5G phones. I haven't made a video yet on the main channel, but if you have an eSIM compatible phone, which is pretty much what you're going to need in order to use C-band anyway, you can activate via eSIM, and that'll give you like a secondary line to test out C-band performance pretty easily on your main device. So there you go.
Yeah, and just going to say, honestly, if you're testing out with US Mobile and it's good enough, may I recommend just sticking with US Mobile?
Yeah.
Like, in all sincerity, like, jokes aside, I actually really love US Mobile for what they do. Ahmed's a really cool guy. I don't even know if he remembers me at this point, but I know I sure enjoyed having him on the show, and I love what he's doing with the brand. He's fixed a lot of the pain points as far as eSIM support was concerned, which is great. And the fact that he has support for 5G finally took a while, but it's here, is also stellar. And they're one of the only MVNOs that I know of that has priority data when you activate the 5G phone at this point, outside of Xfinity Mobile and Spectrum.
Yeah.
So they're a pretty solid option.
Yeah.
But there was a comment. It came in more recently, but it definitely warms my heart. It is from Mo. He asked, what was the first podcast that you and I did together?
Oh, man.
The answer is every podcast. This show started with us doing podcasts together.
What was the first? I mean, what was the topic?
No, I think he's asking like,
Did we start a different podcast and then do this one?
yeah, like we started together. Like
This is it.
Yeah. But if I remember correctly, oh God, it's a really big throwback.
I just remember bad audio quality from Dennis. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Stetson made a small investment in me of a Shure microphone, and here we are today. I think I've paid my dues back on it.
Immediately was like, Dennis, I'm sending you a new mic. So I think, I'm just trying to quickly see what the first one was. How eSIM is changing the game in wireless. Boom.
Hey, well, if you guys have an itch for more Dennis and Stetson, maybe you could do a throwback and go check out some of the original things so you can see how the show changed. But there is an elephant in the room that must be addressed, and that is that we got a super chat from the man, the Sony Experience. He said, thanks, guys. And my answer to you is no problem, and thank you for the generosity. But all right. Let's answer like 2 more questions, and let's move right on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you see anyone that attract your eye? I see you star something here.
This one, yeah. We might save that one for a little bit. I mean, it's on the screen now. We'll touch on it. King, hey guys, update on my T-Mobile home internet. I was having issues with their 5G Nokia gateway, but got a replacement gateway, which is the new black Arcadia one. The new gateway improved my upload. So that's great to hear. It sounds like T-Mobile's, obviously they had a trash Nokia gateway. We tested it. We did some live streams for Patreon supporters, and it was not great. Sounds like they're making improvements, and that's great to hear. So, and I'm curious, honestly, how Verizon stacks up with their equipment. I don't know. I know a couple people who have it, but I haven't really seen any reviews, so I've got to check it out.
Stetson, I know what the last comment is we should address, and that is yet another super chat from Santiago. Thank you so much. He says, I feel like I've been tuning in almost from the time the first podcast episode was out. Santiago, that means a lot. It really does. And I think you're right. I definitely recognize your name, my man. You always manage to tune in. I always see you in the replay crew. Your support is much appreciated, man.
Love it. Thank you so much, Santiago. Dennis, I think we should
move on to the next topic.
Yeah. What do you want to cover next?
How about we talk about your Starlink find?
Yeah, this was pretty interesting. So we've been talking, and this actually dovetails nicely in the T-Mobile home internet comment we were just talking about. What are the best internet options? You know, we were talking about, what was it? It was Kansas. You know, people maybe don't have the best connectivity options there. So what are people looking at? They're looking at fixed wireless. They're looking at Starlink. They're looking at satellite internet providers. So what's the report? This is coming from Ookla, and it's taking a look at some insights of Starlink and other providers. And they're finding that Starlink was the fastest satellite provider during Q4 2021, and speeds increased over Q3 2021. Great to see for Starlink customers. We see Starlink here at the top. Download, I believe this is median download speed. So median of 104.97 megabits per second, 12.04 upload, 40 millisecond latency. That's honestly, for what that is, Dennis, looks like you're about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say 40 millisecond latency for satellite is good.
That's really good.
Especially when you compare it to HughesNet and Viasat.
Oh my God, I'm just noticing. Are you guys seeing this on the stream? 725 millisecond ping for HughesNet.
Stetson, do you want to know what's really sad?
What?
The truth of the matter is someone that's experienced HughesNet, getting over 1,000 ping feels more normal to me, and I've seen ping go so high as 2,000.
Oh my God. Dennis,
literally, the ping is so high that it takes so long that websites won't load because the response time takes too long.
Oh my God. It's not even internet at that point.
Yes. So Starlink is looking pretty fantastic until...
Ooh, there's an elephant in the room here. What is that?
Until it's compared to anything terrestrial based like fixed wireless.
Fixed wireless. So again, this is hearkening back to our point. Order of operations here. Fiber, cable, fixed wireless, satellite. I probably
hold up.
missed something.
You skipped DSL.
DSL. DSL, then fixed wireless, then
No, no,
satellite.
no, 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 no. Fiber,
I should have delegated
cable,
this to you. Okay.
fixed wireless, unless it's bonded DSL where it's like VDSL2 where you can get 100 meg. But fixed wireless, then DSL, then satellite. Satellite is the option of last resort. That is the thing you pick when you literally have none of the other options available to you to get an internet connection.
You're falling out of an airplane all of a sudden, and your main chute doesn't go, and you're reaching for your reserve chute. That is your satellite internet. That's your reserve parachute, and you pull on it because that's your only option.
Hold up. We got yet another donation coming in from Mark with the super sticker. And he sent us a little pineapple guy waving, "How's it going?"
Wow, Mark, thank you so much for the super sticker. I love the pineapple guy. Or Dennis, maybe it's a pear wearing a sweatband.
Pear, excuse me. Yes,
Yeah,
pear.
Dennis doesn't know his fruit. Oh, we're doing well. We know our telecom industry. We don't know our fruits. Try not to ask us about vegetables either. Otherwise, doing fantastic. And thank you, Mark, for your continued support and viewership of the show.
But focusing back in on this, so obviously Starlink blew us away. I'm not sure where you wanted to go with this, but I actually had a question for you if you didn't have a specific direction to take this.
Sure, yeah, ask away, Dennis.
All right, I was just wondering, do you think that we're going to see some competition heat up in the satellite space, specifically from HughesNet, Viasat, or other future incumbents?
Dennis, I'm sorry. Do I think there's going to be competition heating up? Are you looking at the same graph that I am? I think Starlink will pull ahead here. I'm not sure if HughesNet or Viasat will really try and compete. They might kind of phase it out or keep their existing customers. I think the bigger competition will kind of be between fixed wireless and Starlink. And I think the variability there will be if the service that's being offered is restricted to certain addresses and how that's handled. Like, I think RVers would love Starlink. That'd be awesome for them. But if it's geo-locked, then that's going to be a problem. Same thing goes for the fixed wireless internet solutions. And I feel like we might see another competitor emerge, like
Amazon.
Yeah, Blue Origin doing something like that. But I really think SpaceX is in a league of its own because they're doing the low Earth orbit satellites. And I mean, the results are here in the chart. They're getting way better latency versus the high Earth orbiting satellites from HughesNet and Viasat. They just can't compete. What are your thoughts on this? Are we going to see a competitor emerge? Are the competitors really Starlink versus fixed wireless? Is there a competition at all? Hit us, Dennis.
So I'm just going to keep it 100%, and this is going to be spicy, and I know no one's going to like it when I say it, but I'm sorry. I don't see satellite being real competition to anything that exists today as far as fiber, cable, or fixed wireless. It's priced in such a manner that it's just not price competitive, and I can't see them being able to bring costs down low enough to actually compete on that level. And since you're paying a premium for it, it's not able to offer a premium level of service like a fiber or a cable or even like a millimeter wave fixed wireless solution could.
Yeah, I think we got to take a read of King's comment here. I was about to pay Starlink $100 a month and $500 for equipment fees, and then T-Mobile came in clutch with $50 a month internet with 200 plus speeds. Yeah, I mean, Dennis, I think to your point, there basically is no competition. Like, if you have fixed wireless, you should get fixed wireless over any satellite internet provider. There's no competition. The latency, the speeds, the performance. Yes, T-Mobile has had its growing pains and some of its issues with the previous Nokia gateway. Going forward, I think it's going to be a very viable option. Now, of course, this is only if you don't have your fiber, right? Okay, like
T-Mobile, you clearly missed the stream that I talked about, Stetson, when you weren't there, but T-Mobile got in hot water recently for false advertising its guaranteed speeds. They had to reduce their guaranteed speeds from 100 meg to like a range of like 35 to 100, and I see that dropping further because T-Mobile isn't just selling their fixed wireless solution in only ultra capacity areas, but it's also connecting LTE, which I do want to use that as a segue to touch on Franco's incredible generosity with his super chat as he talks about his experience here. He said T-Mobile internet
Sorry, I just got to give it applause.
All great. We got to make use of that board. So he says T-Mobile Internet is making false promises. He was slowed down after 50 gigabytes, and video is throttled till his bill cycle resets.
Oof. Franco, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. That does not sound like a good experience at all.
Yeah, Stetson, have you personally been able to? I don't know how much you've been testing the T-Mobile Internet, but have you personally?
I actually have a story. This is a little awkward. I actually returned it this week, like 2 days ago, because I wasn't using it. I have fiber. I wanted to make a review, but it just wasn't happening. And my equipment was outdated. Like, if I'm going to make a review, I want to use the new equipment because that's what all new customers are going to get anyway. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to keep spending $50 a month on this. So I returned it. I don't have it anymore.
Stetson, I have, you know how I've been blowing through literally 30 terabytes of data?
Yeah.
I have a way that we can really stress test T-Mobile's home internet without you having to do much.
That sounds great. Does that mean I have to sign back up again? Wait a minute.
I mean, you could always sign it up for me in your name at my house, and I could just do what I've been doing on the T-Mobile home internet, blow it up. But anyway, can you bring up that screen real quick for me, my friend?
Yeah, here, we'll bring it back.
All right, so you asked me earlier, I believe you were asking me about competition with satellite. So here's the scoop, all right? I do think that satellite is going to get more competitive with itself. By that, I mean, I know HughesNet and Viasat have always been absolutely trash, but they have to replace those satellites eventually. And I know back in 2017, they were talking about doing upgrades. I think Starlink will be the thing that's necessary to get them to put some updated equipment up there. Will they be able to get the latency that Starlink's getting? Maybe not. Will speeds increase? Probably. And the reason why I say that is because as Starlink gets accessible to more and more people, a good portion of those people are probably going to switch away from HughesNet and Viasat, which is going to free up bandwidth in those typical geographical regions until you start seeing a situation where Starlink starts to slow down a little bit, and HughesNet and Viasat, combined with their upgraded satellites that they have to use to replace anyway, probably pick up a little bit. Plus, we touched on it lightly, but Jeff Bezos is planning to offer his own satellite internet service, Blue Origin, and I definitely feel like Blue Origin, with the power of Amazon's money behind it, can probably compete with SpaceX Starlink.
Yeah. I think, Dennis, you summed it up well. Like, there's a lot of variables that go into the performance of satellite internet. I think the biggest one we'll see going forward will be customer migration. Are people switching to Starlink by SpaceX? Does Blue Origin launch a competitor and start competing in the space? My question for them is, like, is it even worth competing in this space? Dennis and I are here saying that satellite internet should really be an option of last resort. But I think on another show I was mentioning, like, this serves the globe. Like, anyone in the world can sign up. And I think it's these other countries that maybe they're not able to pay as much, but if you aggregate enough customers and can still provide that experience, maybe it becomes a more profitable option. And they're definitely playing the long game here.
So 3 things. Yes, it's worth it because, as you touched on, there's the globe. But more importantly, too, there is a niche reason for satellite internet to exist, covering your Sierra deserts of the world, the middle of the ocean, places where, like, it's just never going to happen. Like, you're not going to get fiber internet on a cruise ship, right? So
it's true.
So satellite should exist for that reason. But I feel like it should be targeted more at these, like, niche enterprise focused things, and we should get away from relying on satellite as the band-aid solution to solve anyone that lives on anything that resembles solid land, because fixed wireless is going to do a much better job. And obviously, if Socialist Dennis had his way, everyone would have fiber. But let us touch on a couple comments and change gears onto the next topic. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
All right, so Candy WID asked me and you, what service do we use for our primary line on our phones?
That's a great question. Dennis, you want to go first here?
So my primary line is on... I have 2 primary lines.
Wait, what? Record scratch?
Well, My primary line is on T-Mobile. That's the one
That's his personal primary line, like the number I have in my contacts for Dennis.
Right. And then I have another number that is on AT&T that is primarily used for data. It doesn't get given out to anybody. And yeah, it is used for basically security purposes. Nobody has that number.
Do you use that one for two-factor authentication? Is that...
Yes.
Got it. And sweet. Dennis, what if I said my primary line was on Mobile X right now?
I would believe you. Be slightly upset that you didn't tell me.
No, it's not. I'm kidding. I'm just like, Peter's been teasing it like, oh man, this beta is so close. To answer your question, Candy, my personal line is on Mint Mobile, the Fox, the Ryan Reynolds carrier. Simple reason being it's the most affordable option that meets my personal needs. And especially now that I review cell phone plans, there's like another line in my phone that I'm using for data. So the 4 gig option has been perfect for me.
I mean, what if I told you my personal line was on Dish?
Wow. That would be a curveball, Dennis. We would have so much to unpack there. Do you even get coverage? How are you connected to the network?
Well, I'm kidding. And if I did have Dish, I'd probably have to sign an NDA, so I wouldn't be able to talk about it. But
it's so true. We wish. We're dreaming of the future here.
Well, I will say this. I've spotted about 12 sites in Pittsburgh that have Dish equipment on it.
Oh, have you submitted to Project Genesis?
I have.
Ooh, Dennis, if they are in Pittsburgh, my friend, we need you to get on it.
I will, again, probably not be able to talk about anything if I get it. So
Dennis will get on it and we'll be like, hey, guys, so Dish. Oh, we actually can't talk about that. Sorry, bye.
But anywho. All right, let's touch on another question here, or comment, I should say. Technoid, good to see you, my friend. He said, that's what's up, Dennis. Keep it 100%, and I agree with that. Fiber is just that great. Yes, fiber is, in my opinion, life-changing. It's
part of a balanced breakfast. I mean, once you start having fiber every morning, you're not going to go back.
Well, no, once you get good, reliable fiber installed as it should be, you will never want to go back. I had a rough time, because I'm not saying all fiber providers are exemplary with Verizon, but they fixed it, and now I love it, and I've been proving that it's great by using 30 terabytes. So
Dennis is putting his internet connection to the absolute max.
Yeah,
all right, we gotta mention the Chaz. The Chaz, thank you, my friend, for an awesome super chat. We genuinely appreciate it. It's a little out of topic. That's totally okay. When you make a super chat, you can talk about whatever you want. But the Chaz switched to US Mobile from Visible after we recommended it. Oh, Dennis, he finally got 5G ultra wideband and immaculate premium data. Boom,
and don't forget one of the best apps I've ever seen from a mobile provider.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, the Chaz, thank you for your support. Really hoping your, Visible is a little bit cheaper, but hopefully you're getting a way better experience on US Mobile and enjoying that service. The King's calling your bluff. You lying. Dish ain't even out with SIM cards.
I was busting Stetson shops because of the Mobile X thing.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, oh, man, how cool would that be? One of these days, you guys, I will sign up when it goes public, and I will be on Mobile X and provide a review. Dennis, I think that's what we got. Should we move on to our next topic?
Yes, please.
We
can't. We got another super chat. This time it is from Eden Terrafider. I know I butchered that. I'm sorry. You want to take a crack at it?
Eden Terrafider. Can you please do a review of Leica Mobile? Yes, absolutely. I will add that to my queue. I have a little bit of a big queue right now, but I will make it happen. I will add it to the website, and I will inform you of what I find.
King, fun fact, Dish equipment is not actually always at the bottom of the tower. It changes. But, all right. What do you have next on the list for us, Stetson? I know you've been itching at the bit to talk about.
Yeah, well, we got to just quickly finish off this Starlink thing. Right. Speeds vary by county. That's important to know. This is a pretty cool map where you can see where the faster speeds are. It looks like people in these regions are connecting and using it. And satellite internet performance versus fixed broadband. You can kind of see how that's going.
Wait, against fixed, it's faster. Well, I'm confused here. Oh, fixed wireless. I think it is.
It says fixed broadband. This is Australia too, Dennis. So we're really jumping all over the place. Anyway, there's some cool charts here. The bottom line is it's neat, and I'm glad it's an option. Well, you can see it like in Chile, the different speeds. So it's cool. All right, I think that's what I got for this topic. There's so many graphs here. We're not going to go through all of them. We'll be here all day. Shout out to the author, though. We ought to give credit where credit is due. Author Josh Foman, thank you for writing this excellent, superb piece with great graphs and tons of detailed information. We appreciate it. You're awesome. Boom.
So we got another super chat. This time it's from EM Tech. He says, switching back to cable from fiber is like getting handed keys to a beat-up Honda after a daily drive in a Lambo.
All right. Well, here's the thing about that, EM Tech. Both the Lambo and the beat-up Honda will get you from point A to point B.
I mean, listen, Stetson and I, for Patreon members, actually did some serious network testing at his house with, I would argue, some of the best fiber in the country, his Nextlight, against Comcast Xfinity's gigabit speed cable and against T-Mobile's fixed wireless. If you're Patreon members to the extra content tier, I believe you guys have access to it and it's still exclusive to y'all. Definitely recommend checking that out, because what you end up finding, ironically enough, is that cable wasn't that bad.
Cable isn't that bad. The problem with cable is the upload speed. That's
it.
And it's mostly for me. Like, I think most people, Dennis, you were on cable when we started this stream, this podcast.
With a whopping 10 meg upload.
It worked. It got the job done, and it had the reliability you were looking for. It had pretty good ping and performance. Xfinity's rolling out great hardware. I actually meant to throw in a story here. They're launching their new Wi-Fi 6E gateway. Yeah. That's
it's
looking
Wi-Fi
sweet.
6E, multi-gig support. It's got something else in there from like a wireless standpoint. Yeah, it's a pretty beast of a gateway that I guarantee will benefit almost no one, because no one has Wi-Fi 6E devices, but still cool to see.
100%. All right, next topic. This is perfect. What a great segue. Amazon, the Broadband Project, is ready to blast off. That's what we were just talking about. Will there be competition? It's looking like yes. I think that was a super short article, so we'll just zoom in on the picture. Yeah. It's coming, you guys. I don't really have much to say about this besides that it's coming. It's ready to happen.
Well, how about we talk about the thing you were itching to talk about, which has to do with Samsung.
Oof, Dennis, we're going deep. That's dark.
It's hurting your soul.
About that. It hurts my soul. It hurts everything, actually. My eyes, they don't like reading these words. It's about the Galaxy S22 FE. And oh my God, who put this? I wasn't ready.
Real friends don't let real friends buy MediaTeks.
All right, we're going to do it. We're diving in. It's the Galaxy S22 FE S23 is expected to use the MediaTek chipset. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there's two things I think we should touch on here. First of all, what is MediaTek? And second of all, why are we reacting in this way? Why is it good or bad? First, what is MediaTek? Dennis, do you have an answer for us?
One of the worst system-on-a-chip manufacturers to date.
They make systems on a chip. Yep, they make processors. It's in the thumbnail of this video. There's absolutely no images here in this article. I'm getting a bunch of B&H ads for monitors. I was definitely not looking at monitors earlier today. I was 100% doing that. Yeah, they make systems on a chip. This is the processor. This is what you're using for your image processing pipeline, for AI, machine learning,
Stetson, you gotta add
algorithms.
You gotta add terrible processors in front of that, because they are the worst in the industry.
MediaTek, they're in a lot of devices. They're not great, you guys. They're not great. Yeah, so why are we reacting the way we are? It's bad. Like, Qualcomm makes the best processors for Android phones right now. And I don't even know what to say. Samsung's out of their mind. Or the accounting team was like, guys, we're going to save so much money doing this, even if our phones are terrible. So,
well, I mean, if they charge $700 from that, I'm sure some people will buy it. but it will hands down be the worst Samsung phone they made to date, and it'll
Yeah.
probably kill off the line because it'll be so bad. Like I want to emphasize real quick, like it's not that MediaTek's bad at one thing. They literally like perform worse in every category: CPU performance, GPU performance, the wireless modem itself. Everything about a MediaTek CPU is budget to its core. You usually only see it in like phones that are like sub $300. That's typically where you see MediaTek. You never see it in a flagship.
So true. And I think that's why that S22 FE is included here. Like, this is a potential phone that could include this chipset. And yeah, I really wish it was Qualcomm. And how do you know how the MediaTek compares to Samsung's own Exynos chips?
Significantly worse CPU performance.
Oh my god. Exynos was already not great. I mean, it was pretty
Wrong.
good, but
You're wrong, actually.
it was good.
Exynos actually beats Qualcomm in CPU performance, but does worse in GPU performance.
That's what it is. Because I know people love just getting the Qualcomm processors.
Right.
And the
Also
modems.
because the Qualcomm processors tend to be a little bit more battery efficient.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think we saw that with the Mr. Who's the Boss videos when he does his battery drain test. It's like, yeah. So
But yeah, MediaTek, not great. As Sneed would say, real friends don't let friends buy MediaTek.
it's
You
true.
just don't.
Dennis, we're real friends. I'm not letting you purchase a Galaxy S22 FE, especially after you purchased 3 Galaxy S22 Ultras. Don't do it. I know you're tempted.
Two S22 Ultras, one S22 Plus.
Especially after you purchase 2 S22 Ultras and 1 S22 Plus.
Which, by the way, for anyone that cares, T-Mobile finally delivered my third S22 Ultra. I got the Phantom White here, 512 gig variant. Still got to set it up. Well, set it up proper. But yeah. Also, I found out. I don't know if you noticed this, but the case, I didn't realize it had this.
Yeah,
Bought
kickstand.
it
Pretty nice.
unintentionally.
TBH.
But hey, do you want to do? Oh, Technoid is going to be talking with Sneed tonight on his show, hoping to see us there at 9:30. Hey, I am
Sweet.
more than down to pop by Technoid if you want to throw me an invite. It's been a long time. But Stetson, do you want to do some fun voicemails? We haven't really took advantage of it. I think it'd
Yeah.
be great if we got a live caller while we were at it. You want to throw the number on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's slap the number on the screen. This is the number. You can call us. We got some voicemails. We'll go through a couple, and I need to make sure that my that it'll actually ring. I think I've set it so it doesn't ring because that was kind of annoying, especially considering most of the calls I get.
Well,
are
while you're
spam.
getting that set up, guys who are here, I see 65 beautiful people. If you could make sure to smash that like button, it would mean a lot. And also share this video with a friend. Throw it out right now, actually, on Twitter with hashtag BestPhonePlans. Let's get some more people in here. Make it exciting. Maybe you get some questions that we just wouldn't have known.
Okay, we're getting a call. Oh, it went away.
Ooh.
It could be spam.
Yeah. You know, someone has to tell you about your car warranty expiring.
It's true. It's true. All right, I think it's set up. So I think if you call the number, we'll be able to answer live on the show. For now, we'll just go through some voicemails. Let me make sure if this works.
Hello, Stetson and Dennis.
Oh, it's Ricky.
I really enjoy you guys' weekly show, and keep up the great work. I see you're gaining subscribers, and hope to see you guys next week on your next show. I'm about to go live stream on my show next. This is RFK Tech. Have a great night, guys, and thank you for all you do for the wireless tech community.
Ricky, thank you for the kind voicemail, my friend. Great hearing your voice. Hopefully you're doing well on your channel as well, and hopefully one of these days maybe I can get back on there with you and we can
we'll to
have
do
a witty
collab.
banter.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple more. No real questions for these, but
Hey, Stetson, this is Alternative Reality. I'm watching your live stream and everything is dandy. Thank you for the tips. I just test drove, what did I test drove? Well, all kinds of plans. I'm still shopping for my ultimate plan, and that's why I'm watching your stream. Good luck, buddy.
thank you.
Hey,
Thank you
maybe
so
we
much.
can, before you listen to the next voicemail, I mean, there was a question someone in there.
Yeah.
What do you think the ultimate plan is, Stetson?
Man, Dennis, we talk about this. I mean, that's the thesis of this channel to some degree. It depends so much. I think The ultimate plan right now, in my eyes, is US Mobile. And I think it's the combination of premium data, the Wi-Fi calling they added, the super clean app design, the two-factor authentication. Oh. Like the calls are coming in, but not, I don't know.
Do you have some type of block or filter on?
Oh, we're answering this one. It says call failed. I'll see. Maybe if I forward it to my phone number, then...
Do you want me to try test calling it?
1 second. Actually, that would be probably pretty good, Dennis. What if you called? What if we get Dennis? The lag will be insane, you guys.
I'll mute myself. And
Yeah, send it in, Dennis. You'll be our first live caller. Let me know what happens or if it goes straight to voicemail. Guys, he's dialing. This is wild. Oh. It says call failed. Are you going straight to voicemail? He can't hear me. Oh, accept. Call failed. I think I need to forward it. This is so good.
So if you listen, it's ringing.
Okay. No worries. Add a linked number. Perfect.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
Let's make sure. Yep. Boom. And
that was my first time calling that number, believe it or not.
yeah, we probably should have done this earlier, but that's okay.
You know.
You'll live and learn.
Hey,
the
listen,
voicemail was working.
Listen, when we go back in time, like when we're in like 100 episodes deep and we go back in time, this can be part of like a bloopers reel or something. I'm sure some fan out there will make something crazy like that for us. Maybe.
All right, cool. I think we got it set up. It says my phone number will ring when someone calls the number.
Woo!
Dennis,
Hey, you want me to try calling it again?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Gotcha,
As we're doing it live. Nothing like learning at the seat of your pants.
All right, calling it.
Hello?
Hello.
Dennis, it worked. Welcome to
It
the
sure
live
does.
stream. Yeah.
Wow, I actually sound pretty decent, actually.
Yeah, it's like kind of surprisingly good.
Well, you know, Stetson, I was just calling into the show to let you know that I absolutely love what you've been doing with the podcast. Love the thumbnail. Loving the extra Patreon content. And I think that everyone here should be smashing that like button and sharing the video with a friend.
Dennis, thank you so much for the call. That's amazing. I really appreciate having you on.
Peace.
All right. Peace. There you go. Oh, how cool is that, you guys? So if you want to call in, you're more than welcome. There's a great chance it'll work this time. Santiago's like,
A chance that's higher than 1% this time.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, we got a call? Hello?
Just instantly hung up.
Oh my God. That's amazing. All right. Well, we got this comment from Gallup Properties. Xfinity, yeah, they have a really great hotspot feature. They have a network of Xfinity hotspots. I think they say like 25 or 50 million or something. And 30 million?
I feel like it's like I feel like it's like 90 million or something.
There's a lot. Let's see if Xfinity Mobile Review.
Something says it's like 90 million.
19 million.
19 million. Okay.
19
I knew there was a
million.
9 in there.
Yeah, you nailed it. I
I overshot it.
Oh,
but
wait,
yeah.
here we go. We're getting a call. Hello.
In case of a fast pickup, we ask you to let us know that you are not a voicemail system, so you need to press 1 to take this call.
Is this real?
Just hit 1, sure, why not? Okay.
right.
So
There's
yeah,
the
there you
number.
go. Number is on the screen, y'all. Someone asked to put it in the chat, so I'll do that for them.
This is so funny. Oh my God.
You know, it's fine. I just wish we had like a custom jingle in the background, like some like hold music or something
Yeah.
to play.
We could amp it up to the next level for
We
sure.
should. We definitely.
sure.
We've been working on it slowly. We do have something in the works. If you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, we're working on a bunch of stuff, guys. We don't say it because we always underpromise and overdeliver on this channel.
We try.
At least, yeah, that's the aim.
Well,
Mighty.
oh, Ryan said that was surprisingly clear. It's because Stetson got this incredible little like soundboard where he could basically take the incoming audio from the phone and.
Oh, the phone is plugged in, and this. Oh God, there's so many cables. This is not a good idea. It's right out of screen. So anyway, there you go. We're working on it. If you want to call, like, leave a voicemail, ask a question, we'll definitely answer it on the next stream. Ooh, I think you can have 10 eSIM profiles on a 13 Pro Max.
That sounds too high.
Should we find out? Let's Google.
Yeah.
Not active, but like.
I think
we're
it's
getting a
only
call.
like 6. Oh,
This is so exciting. Hello?
Hey, Stetson, what's up?
Hey, what's up? So great to have you on the stream.
Am I really on stream?
You're
Yeah.
on the stream. Are you watching the stream? You're on the stream, my friend.
who is this? Is this?
I mean, I was, but like now I'm not because I'm on the phone with you.
Well, you're on the stream right now. You
this
can go
Gabe?
back and rewatch it. It's not Gabe. It's a viewer.
I know. That's really cool. Okay, so basically just for me, no cursing, no bad language, none of that stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. We like to keep it clean here.
Yeah, make sure your CPMs get nice and high.
That's what we like to hear. Absolutely.
All right, let's go. So what's up? I mean, this is very weird. I don't have a specific question in mind. I just really wanted to say hi. I've been following you for such a long time now.
Appreciate it. Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you for following us, calling in. We appreciate the
I
viewership.
want to encourage everybody else to call in too, though. And if you have something like positive or a question, like call in because Stetson may pick up the phone.
Yeah. All right. Before you leave, we got to know, what plan are you on, and just like where in the world are you located?
Okay, I'm a bit embarrassed about this one. Okay, so I'm in New York right now,
Great.
and I'm currently still on my mom's plan, and she's on the Verizon 5G Start plan.
Ooh.
And I'm very upset about it because it's deprioritized, and Visible is a way better offer considering we don't use any of the perks. But I have a cheap OnePlus phone that, you know, it's not going to work with Visible. So, I mean, I'm working on it. Trust me. I'm thinking about US Mobile because we have 3 lines. I'm definitely pushing and working on it.
I highly recommend US Mobile because then you could also get a free streaming perk, like say Netflix, for example. And I'm just a really firm believer.
Yep. Hey, oh man, we're gonna have to work on that, Kank. Yeah, Dennis is saying he highly recommends US Mobile because with 3 lines, you're getting a streaming perk and $25 flat per line. Like, I don't think you can beat it. It's a great option to consider.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth for me even buying a 5G phone to get that priority data. You know.
Yeah, I would consider saving up. I think iPhone 12 on Swappa would be great. And yeah, something to consider for sure.
So Stetson, he can't hear me
Bro,
when
you
I
have
talk.
no idea how cool this is to me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's awesome. And yeah,
Okay.
Dennis has been saying, he says hi. We have a slight glitch in the system
Hey, what's up,
where
Dennis?
it sounds like you can't hear Dennis, so we're gonna have to get that ironed out ASAP for the next stream. But yeah, thanks for calling in, man. Hope New York is treating you well. And I really hope maybe you can switch plans, get something more affordable.
Can you
that
ask
still
him
meets
who
your
it is, though, please?
needs.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stetson.
Great. Thanks for calling. And did you have a name we could call you by, or?
Yeah, Mike.
Mike. Thanks for calling in, Mike. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll speak to you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, I thought of a.
We're getting another call. Oh, this is just me though. Here,
I know.
I'll answer it. Hello? 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 Hello?
We've been trying to reach you concerning your phone's extended
Okay.
warranty.
That's great.
You should have received something
Yep.
in the mail.
Thank you. And an accept. Hello? All right. I think we're getting some bad calls. We did have a couple coming in. Dennis, the voicemail works great because we can both hear it.
Let's do the
Stetson.
voicemail.
I just called to say thank you for you and Dennis for helping me choose a plan for me and my family. We really appreciate you guys, and we just want you to know that. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Such a kind voicemail.
Thank you. You guys are really the best, seriously.
Yeah, means a lot. All right, let's see if we can do answer some questions in the live chat.
Yeah, we've given some time for it to build up here.
Yeah.
Um,
We're getting one more call. I'll try this one, you guys. Hello?
all right.
Hello? All right, that's
It's
it.
like the King You Hear Me Now commercial.
Yeah, I'm unplugging it. We appreciate the phone calls. Leave a voicemail. We'll answer it on the next stream. And that actually works better a little bit right now because, unfortunately, Dennis, I was really hoping that you would come through, and it didn't sound like you did.
I just highlighted this real quick because King also is saying kind words to us.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys.
You helped him sign up for Mint, Stetson.
Yeah, I use Mint, King. I love it. And hopefully you love it, too, and you're saving a bunch of money.
Oh, Jonathan says something that's interesting that I didn't know about.
Pull it up.
He said, neat thing is that Xfinity and Spectrum combine their hotspots, so you automatically connect to them. I was unaware that you could as a Comcast customer, could connect to a Spectrum hotspot. How
Very
many
cool.
hotspots does Spectrum have by chance?
I do not know.
Because if Xfinity has 19 million, I think Spectrum has 11 million.
All right, so this is what I'm pulling up. We'll add it to the stream. It says 500,000, Dennis.
No way.
Reviews.org.
Is there one that is officially from Spectrum by chance?
Let's see. Spectrum. I'm not seeing a number.
Because doesn't Spectrum do the same thing that Xfinity does with the Wi-Fi hotspots? Like
Yeah,
with the
that's what I thought.
Because I highly doubt that only 530,000 people have their gateways.
Well, unless it's
only counting like...
I think it's... Look, this is saying network 530,000 Wi-Fi. Unless they were already combined with Xfinity. I think that might be what it is, Dennis.
Maybe.
That's two independent articles that have said 530. Fierce Wireless. Cable Wi-Fi Alliance stalls at 500,000 hotspots. Huh.
So...
There you go.
Terrence H says, would be curious if that's a way to sign up for Xfinity hotspot without the home internet stuff. Would be useful if you live in a city. I'm going to be honest. Well, hold up. You can sign up to use an Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspot. They have like little day passes, and I think you can even buy like a month pass. But it's only good for a device. And I'm going to be honest. It is more expensive to do that than just to buy like a monthly subscription to like internet, and you're getting like way less speed. Yeah. Plus, when you actually are an internet customer, you get access to all the Wi-Fi hotspots for free as a Comcast customer.
Yeah, I'm with Dennis on this. Like, you can't get Xfinity Mobile without getting the internet. Like, the internet's it's good, it's worth it, and the discounts bundle in. Like, I think the value you get in the overall package, it just makes sense. So that's what I got. Oh yeah, Spectrum has 500K, but they're not broadcasting off of home gateways. These are dedicated.
So that's different from Comcast, where they do a mix.
Yeah. Sweet, cool.
Well, I feel pretty good about this. Do you want to give the audience a little preview of what we're going to talk about next week? I know we talked about some topics last night. If you want to touch on potential things.
Yeah, if you want to mention, I can't remember at all what we're talking about.
I thought you wrote it down when we were talking on Discord, during my lunch break.
I wrote something down. Where did I write it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, maybe some best plans. Oh, and things we love about XYZ company. Like, we're thinking of finding a company, a telecom, like let's say Mint Mobile or US Mobile, and what they're doing well, what other companies should be following, and things like that.
Well, multiple companies. Basically, the idea here is I feel like I've become kind of infamous for my spicy takes. But I feel like it can also be positive to talk about the things that we really love and want to continue to see more of, and hopefully see other companies emulate even. So that's an idea. In fact, tell the people what we were thinking about, and then why don't we have a poll set up on Twitter with hashtag BestPhonePlans set to have people vote on what we talk about on next week's podcast. I feel like that'd be refreshing.
That's a great idea. Or you could just tweet the show and suggest it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, tweet at let's take EM Tech's comment off real quick.
Yeah.
At DennisBP3 is my Twitter handle, and then for Stetson, it's at Stetson Doggett,
I'm
which is
Stetson
in the
Doggett.
ticker.
And you can also just tweet the podcast, which is at BestPhonePlans_. Someone has Best Phone Plans. It really bums me out. But yeah, let us know. We'll touch on it. If you have a question or something, always love talking about it. Dude, Kyle has you pegged. You should do some ISP talk and some insights.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Did you guys enjoy it when I did like a solo dolo show with Sneed and gang? Because if that's the case and you guys like that kind of content, I definitely could talk
do a
more.
Tuesday. There's a Tuesday Dennis show.
I could do that. And the perfect person I would love to have back on if he was willing is I would love to get Austin back on, the one that had the Gig Pro, because I feel like he has a wealth of knowledge in some areas better than myself, and we could get very nerdy. So we could definitely do more ISP talk if that's what you want to see. Well, I can do more ISP talk if that's what you want to see. Colbert asked an interesting question.
As an AT&T customer, do I need to worry about my HBO Max benefit with the sale being done? What does with the sale being done mean?
He's talking about the split off. So how Warner Media and Disney Plus are like rolling off into their own thing, and AT&T is becoming like its own thing again.
Yeah. Okay. Dennis, what's your take here? I would not be concerned.
I would also not be concerned.
There is money changing hands that is beneficial to all parties. I would not be concerned.
Plus, AT&T still owns a 70% stake in the spun-off company, so.
Yeah. All is good.
Antonio said, so some people are saying they want to see that, but Antonio said he prefers the Stetson and Dennis team, and I think we should add a correction here. Stetson and Dennis team is always going to exist. This is both of our channels.
Thursdays, I love doing the Thursday live streams, so we're going to do this. And I actually made a Google Calendar to like let people know about it, and I need to update that. But yeah, we will always do this. The Tuesday show would actually be an addition. It'd be like a new show that Dennis would pioneer. He'd be like the early Americans foraging in the forest, a new path for the home internet. What do you talk about, Dennis? Sometimes it's
probably
the
more
number of calls I'm getting right now. I love
it.
You
Would
guys.
probably be more nerdy things, more technical things, probably a little bit of jargon in there, and then explaining that down more, but with a networking focus. So basically, think Linus Tech Tips, but with a lower budget and explaining the networking side of things, like talking about how SFP plus ports are exciting. I don't know, whatever it is, but
yeah.
Anyway,
Sweet.
You actually, on a side note, you've actually done really good. I'm proud of you, Stetson. You made it an hour and 17 minutes in without fainting from hunger.
Yeah, it's so true. I am a little bit hungry. I get hungry, you guys. You know, it just happens. This is my dinner time.
As someone that lived with the man, he literally eats like 7 times a day and still complains about being hungry.
I'm not complaining. It's just I'm hungry. You know, your body's hungry and you want to eat.
He
also
just saying, he makes a mean quiche for breakfast.
Thank you. Yeah, it's actually a frittata, slight correction there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I ate a lot of his food. And I enjoyed a lot of his food, and I wish I could eat more of his food because Stetson knows how to cook very well with a wide variety of dishes, whereas I can make like 3 things to keep my body alive.
That's wow. Thank you, guys.
I think this is good. We definitely talked about a lot. Let's do the whole thing. Like I said, tweet out to us.
Oh,
share it.
There's one more thing. Dennis, finish up your tweet out thing.
I was just going to say, tweet out to us for next week's talks. Give us some ideas of what you guys want to see. And I was just going to say, share the video if you could. It helps out more than you guys realize. And go ahead, Stetson, say your bit.
Boom. Yeah, so I built this really cool thing on Best Phone Plans. You guys may or may not know, I run the site Best Phone Plans. You should know that. BestPhonePlans.net. It's linked in the video description. I built this epic new comparison tool, right? So you're looking at the homepage. These are some of our top picks. You can be like, all right, I want to compare US Mobile, Mint Mobile, and maybe I want Visible in there. And boom, now in the bottom right, we've got an option to compare plans now or reset selection. We can click compare plans now, and this will take you to a custom page that's built with your selected plans that you can compare. It takes a little bit to load up here. and it's going to take a second to load in the plan. So we got Visible loaded in. We should be getting US Mobile and Mint. Boom, here they are. And now you're getting a full in-depth detailed comparison of the network, the cost for 4 lines, what's included if you're getting priority data or you're deprioritized, QCI value, tons of features, international features. It's awesome. I am super excited about it. And you can check it out right now on the Best Phone Plans site. And if you go to the dedicated Compare Plans tab, this is going to let you compare all cell phone plans. Like, this is awesome. So,
King said the web server on your end is down.
I'm on the website right now. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about, King, but look, you can compare. It's awesome, you guys. I'm so excited. You can be like, oh, what's the best unlimited plans? Check that.
Yeah, I'm also on the website, King.
Yeah, it's working, right? And you can compare. Anyway, I was super excited about it. I wanted to give a shout out because when you spend time working on something, sometimes it's nice. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Like, I built the tool for you to help you compare plans, find what you need. And yeah, that's what I got. So thank you all so much for watching. Dennis, I'm going to hand this off to you. You're way better at doing outros than I am. So take us home, my friend.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As I've said before throughout the show, please smash that like button, share the video with a friend, tweet out to us for what you want to see next. Mo, that includes you. I saw your comment, but I promise you I'll forget if you don't tweet it out to me, which you could tweet at DennisBP3, hashtag BestPhonePlans, and at StetsonDog. Also, I want to take an extra special moment to thank all the people that decided to provide super stickers and super chats today. Your generosity does not go unnoticed, and it is one of the reasons why we're able to do some of the coolest things we're able to do on this show, and you're so appreciated. With that being said, we'll see y'all next week, and that is a peace.